What's going on, everybody? My name is Echo Codex and welcome back to the channel. So collectives have launched recently and I have been able to upgrade almost everything to at least level 15. Ideally you want to get to level 16 for that extra attack rating. But right now we are just one away from completing all of the solo objectives here. We're at 89 of 90 rank ups. And if we go back to our collectives, we can see that we are very close to achieving the Mystic rank 16. And I have a way to do that. We are going to purchase a new champion. In fact, we are going to purchase a shiny new champion. We are going to get the first appearance magic here. That will boost our collectives up by 1,000 points. And I gotta say, I love magic. The new magic rework is insane. I'm going to be taking her up to rank 4 Sig 200 once I'm able to get the other bundles, and there will definitely be a showcase out for that. But if you do want the first appearance magic, there's only a limited amount of time to get her. As a 7-star, I believe it is 2 weeks from the time I'm recording this video. So if you are interested in purchasing magic, make sure to use your Radiance to get those tokens and trade them in within the Radiance store. But that being said, we do now have enough to upgrade our Mystic Collective to rank 16, bringing us to that 90 benchmark number, which brings us to today's opening. We have now completed all 4 objectives for the Collective's rank up event. And that means that we can go ahead and claim all of these here. Three greater empowered crystals here and 320 empowered grace crystal. That means today we are guaranteed at least 5 ascended champions. This is going to be a count changing opening because hopefully, we are able to pull our Peni and our Kindred, the 2 ascended champions that we are after the most and still have gotten 0 tokens for. But regardless, we're definitely going to be getting a lot of collective points. I love the copium abilities here that we are just able to say, oh yeah, this champion's horrible, but at least it's collective points. I think the aspects of collectives and the bonuses that they provide are actually really solid for most of the classes. And yeah, if you're going to be playing those like PvP modes like Battlegrounds and Alliance War and stuff like that very competitively, you're going to want them as high rank as possible. But I'm going to be talking about collectives and my thoughts on the system as a whole in a separate video. Today is not about collectives. Today is about these empowered crystals. And for our second crystal here, we are going to be pulling a 6-star version of Doom. Alright, banger champion. Cannot wait for the Cosmic Doom to roll around later this year. But we are really not looking for 6 stars anymore. There is no even collective cope on these 6 stars unless they are not out as a 7-star. And Doom's already at Sig 200 rank 5, so there is nothing to gain from that. But for our third Cersei, okay. You know, I would love to pull an Ascended Cersei and take her up. I think she is definitely one of the most underrated champions offensively in this game right now. We're going to probably go to like 310 and then start popping 10 crystals here. Some more shards. That's honestly, you know, you're getting more shards, but you don't get the collective scope. So I honestly would probably rather have at this point 20 more SIGs on a 7-star captain there. And push up those collectives rather than the extra 7-star shards, because there's not very many new 7-star champions to get. For the 5th crystal, okay, 7-star gentle, really solid, adding 20 more levels to that gentle. He is not awakened currently, but would love to pull him from today's opening. Yeah, solid champion as an ascended champion. Gentle is up there in the base pool. He's definitely one of the top candidates there. Oh, okay, I thought that was going to be an Ascended Jabari, but we roll over to 1,500 more shards. Just 4 more crystals before we start popping. And for our 6th crystal, we're going to be landing on Abomination. Still really solid with the Red Guardian synergy, but you don't really see him run anywhere else these days. For our 7th crystal here, we are going to be landing on another 1,500 7-star shards. We are going to be getting so many 7-star shards and a boatload of ISO and gold. ISO is never going to be a problem when we keep getting these empowered grace crystals. So that's something that's kind of been phased out of the economy almost, even for newer players at this point. And that is going to be a 6-star version of Iron Fist. And that is Collective Scope, because we upgraded his SIG ability, and there is no 7-star Iron Fist at this point. Before our 10th crystal here, we are going to be pulling another 1500 shards. So we're going to be popping 8 stacks here, and then we should be guaranteed pity. If we get any Ascended Champion within these 8 stacks, we have beaten the odds here. If we can beat the odds a little bit, we could get 6 Ascended Champions. But for our first 10 pop, we are going to be getting connection issues apparently. Okay, looks like we got our first 10 pop here, and it's, taking into account all the champions we pulled so far. Yeah, not great. We did get a version of White Tiger, 7-star White Tiger, 7-star Korg, not bad. Adding more to the collectives there. I really do like this new screen. It kind of shows you everything that you got and how the collectives have improved. I just wish that the champions would show up here in the items found, probably. The new and dupes, at least. Don't really like that. I can't really see where these things are coming from. But we're going to go for the next 10 pop here. Oh, okay, that is a tragic 10 pop. All 6 stars and maybe some 7-star shards there. And for our next 10 pop, okay, 7-star American Chavez. We will be getting her ascended from the Saga event this time, so not completely horrible. More collective there for the Mystic roster. A 7-star Rindra. Okay, really do like Rindra, but the Mystic, I gotta say, the Mystic class is so stacked right now. If you're not really prominent, like a Pav or Kushala, you're probably not gonna get ranked up. I don't know. Mystic class is in a really weird place for me right now. That's a 7-star version of Falcon and the new Ghost Rider. I would love to pull him as a 7-star champion when the Titan pool rolls over. We have not been beating the odds here on 7-star champions or Ascended champions here. 3 more. Wow, another tragic. Another super tragic pop there. But just 2 more pops now, and we will be guaranteed an Ascended champion. And another tragic stack. This opening has gone really poor for us. We've been super under the odds at this point. 1 more pop here. Can we pull an Ascended champion? No. 3 back-to-back pops of just 6-star champions. But now we're going to clear out of here. Maybe refresh the crystal stack a little bit. And we are guaranteed an Ascended champion on this next crystal. So let's see what our next Ascended champion will be. Can we pull a Peni Parker or a Kindred here? And our next Ascended champion will be... Oh, okay! Insane! Kindred! He is already at rank 4 Sig 200. That brings up to Ascended level 1. He is going to be extremely toxic on the BG's defense now. That is one of our top pulls there. Now we are just looking for Peni Parker. And more stacks of Kindred would be great. More stacks of Nova would be really solid at this point. Zebo, I think our top 3 pulls right now. I'm just a little bit in shock that we were able to pull that Kindred. And what does the pity go to now? I believe it's 120, but yeah, so now is where we really want to beat the odds. Now, can we pull an Ascended champion? This would be where we want to do it. This is where we need to get a little bit lucky. And given our last couple pops, okay, 7-star Luke Cage, not bad. The Blue Jeans boy himself. Let's just skip through all the conversions there. And we'll probably do, 100 pops here, and then maybe reset the pool a little bit if we're not getting anything. 7-star Cersei again, 7-star Cheel, both really solid champions. Can't be mad about either of those. Okay, that's a new 7-star Deadpool X-Force. Was missing him from the roster, but now that we're able to add him, that's a ton of points to the the Mutant Collective. But is also a very, very good champion. He's definitely a top 5 mutant, and something that I was looking to add to my roster. I would definitely consider taking him up. I have a ton of Mutant Awakening gems too, so I don't mind taking him up to rank 3, rank 4 there. Really, really solid nuke. And that's going to be a 7-star Wongers. We are just getting a lot of 7-star shards on top of all of this. And for our next pop here, we're going to be pulling Bullseye. Alright, I think what Bullseye Sig is at like 100 something. So more collective points, I guess. So we are using that as cope many times in this video. But I do think that Bullseye still has value as a defender. Sure, the Mystic roster kind of destroys him, or the Mutant roster kind of destroys him, but if you can trap your opponent with Bullseye, he can still do some pretty big damage on defense. And with collectives, I've heard his damage has actually gone up quite a bit based on the guaranteed critical hits bonus damage that you're getting. For our next pop here, we're gonna end in Tragedy with just a bunch of 6-stars and maybe some 7-star shards. Oof, not great for our pops. We have not been lucky with it. Okay, never mind. This has been an insanely lucky pop. We got a Sunspot, a Mysterio, Jean, and Black Panther all as 7-stars. So this was a really, really good pop and a great 7-star ratio on that one. But just 2 more pops before we reset here. All 6-stars. Horrible, to be honest, but look at the ISO stack that we have achieved so far. 192, 192, 216. We are not going to be needing ISO for a long time. But our 100th pop has not been great. We have not beaten the odds thus far in getting a new champion. Let's go ahead and reset the crystal opening here a bit. We will pop our next 10. Okay, and that's an Ascended Pyramid X. That's a first time Ascension on Pyramid X too. Not a great time to beat the odds, to be honest, because now the pity, I believe, has reset back to 120. But Storm Pyramid X is an insanely good champion, a ton of damage output, especially when she is Ascended. But let's go ahead and check the odds. Okay, we're guaranteed another Ascended champion within the next 111 crystals, and we have 119. So we are guaranteed 3 Ascended champions at this point from these crystals. We have gotten our Kindred, we got our Pyramid X, and now we will be getting 1 more from the remaining stack of Empowered Grace crystals. Plus, we still have the 3 Empowered crystals from our collective solo objectives. Let's see here. This was a pretty horrible stack, but we're used to it at this point. Let's just rapid pop through them and just look for those Ascended champions. For our next stack, just a ton of 6-stars. I feel we have been really, really unlucky. Besides that 1 pop on the 7-star ratio, man, we've just been getting a ton of 6-stars here. More 6-stars. Wow, okay. Can we pull some 7-stars? I would love to pull a 7-star Silk. I'm still after 7-star Silk. I think she's one of the few 7-star champions that we don't have in our roster. But that's going to be a 7-star Elsa and a ton of shards. Only 3 champions coming out of that 10 pop. Okay, new Pav. You know, I guess that's arena points, but not even really helping the collectives there because we do have the 7-star version of Pav. Just kind of filling out the roster a bit with him. Alright, so I'm adding some Sigs to Longshot. Longshot, again, great champion, but I just don't think he is going to be sustainable or survive with the state of the Mystic class today and all the bangers, especially offensive bangers that you have in the Mystic class. That is 2 versions of 7-star Corvus there. He is Ascension 1 from the Super Duper box, but he will not be going up anytime soon. I just don't think he has the reach in the modern game. Alright, in this deck we get a Dust and a Dr. Voodoo. Dust is really impressive there because Dust will be getting her Ascension level 1 coming with the new event later this month, so would definitely look forward to taking her up. I think she would be a great addition to the Ascended roster, and I think the Mutant class needs some more defenders. So let's see, we got 7-star version of Leader there. Great at what he does, but what he does isn't always required. Got one more 10 pop, and then we are guaranteed our next Ascension. That's going to be a 7-star version of Silver Sable there. I've actually been toying with the idea of taking Silver Sable up to rank 4 because she is really, really fun to play with the mines, to be honest, in my opinion. Let's pop one more time here. And that's going to be a new 6-star version of Leader and a bunch of 6-star, or as we like to call them, ISO. But now we are guaranteed our next Ascension here. Can we pull Peni Parker? Can we double down here and get both our Kindred and Peni Parker in one video? Our next Ascended champion is going to be Destroyer. Alright, another Mystic Ascension. I don't think he's going to be going up anytime soon, if I'm being super honest, but I guess that's more collective points, boys. And we'll just pop the final 8 stack here. Can we beat the odds? Another Ascension? No, just a 7-star version of Bishop. But let's go ahead and open up the 3 guaranteed Ascensions coming from the Greater Ascension crystals here. Scroll all the way to the bottom. And here they are. We have 3 Greater Empowered crystals. This is where we get our Peni Parker, right? Of course, right? And our next Ascended champion. Alright, Nova. He's already Ascended 1. If we can pull one more copy of him, he will be Ascended 2. This also awakens him, which is something I was desperately looking for because I don't have any Cosmic Awakening gems. So if we get one more copy of Nova, that's a Sig 200 rank 4 Nova. Before our next Ascended champion, we will be pulling a 7-star Ascended version of Howard the Duck. I believe he is also already Ascension level 1. So that's 1.5 there. If we can get him up to Ascension level 2, that would be great. And for our final crystal of today's opening, our next Ascended champion is going to be... Can we pull Peni here? It's going to be another version of Sasquatch. Okay, Sasquatch again, also already Ascended level 1. If we can pull one more copy of him, that would be an Ascension level 2, rank 4 Sasquatch there. So let's go ahead and look at the roster, the Ascended roster here. Ascended. So Kindred, Ascension level 1, insane. That's probably the highlight of today's pull. We are waiting on Sasquatch Ascended 2. He is 1.5. We are going to be looking for Nova Ascension 2. He is 1.5 there. And yeah, Howard's also Ascension 1.5. We'll definitely look at taking him up. Looking at taking Spider-Punk up in the future there. But yeah, collectives are here. They're going to be a very important part of the game moving forward. So I'm really, really happy with this Kindred here. We are 1 for 2 out of the pulls that we have been looking for since Ascension has gone live. Now if we can just pull our Peni, our Ascended roster will be complete for the 2 pulls that we are looking for the most. Then we'd probably move on to somebody like Zemo or Nova. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's opening. I hope your collectives have gone well. Let me know how your pulls have gone. But thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the good buttons, and I will see you in the next one.